Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a new movie review for us, and I'm sorry I've been gone for the last week or so. I've just been so slammed with work, school, the baby, all the things of life catching up, but I'm back now. We got lots of content planned for this week, starting with Ice Age, so let's get right into it. The newest film in the Ice Age franchise, The Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. Jesus Christ, what a mouthful. Am I right? Am I right? And this is the first Ice Age film that we've gotten since Fox was sold to Disney, so this is the first Ice Age film that's Disney owned, and they put it right on Disney Plus because it's more or less a spin-off of Ice Age. It's not like a mainline Ice Age, and I kind of think, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it kind of just feels like they couldn't, like Ray Romano and the rest of the gang didn't want to come back for a whole movie worth of lines, because Manny and the rest of the crew are in this film for probably uh 15-20 minutes. Maybe it's about maybe a quarter of the screen time, but they're by no means the focus. The focus is the two twins that we met in, I think, the third Ice Age movie. It's been a long time since I watched the Ice Age movies. Okay, it's been a long time. And of course, Buck Wild, who I think was introduced in the last one. They kind of go off on an adventure down in the Lost World. Big Jurassic Park reference there, obviously, and they're going off against dinosaurs. This dinosaur with a huge brain, and they do introduce a really cool new character who is a skunk, but not a skunk, but is a skunk. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing in the movie. It's a fun adventure film for kids. I'll say that right off the start. Like, there's definitely some fun gags. Some of the stuff that twins say is completely ridiculous to the point of making you laugh. It probably won't if you're a mature, responsible adult. But for me, who likes all this crazy stuff and still buys toys at the age of 22, it's definitely for me. The humor definitely worked for the most part. Some of it, like the fart jokes, I was like, okay, that's for the younger kids. All the skunk jokes was like, okay, that's for the younger crew that's gonna watch this. But I do think this is a fun addition to the Ice Age franchise outside of the main story for the most part, kind of like a side adventure. It was a fun time. Buck Wild's always cool to see. It kind of gets a little real with Buck Wild and his past. It gets a little silly because Buck Wild was apparently part of a superhero team with the skunk character. That I was like, okay, they're clearly playing to the fact that superheroes are the big thing right now, and I don't blame them. It was just kind of like, okay, it doesn't really fit into the Ice Age franchise, but it is what it is. But for the most part, Buck Wild is still a fascinating character, played by Simon Pegg, of course, and maybe he's so fascinating because we just haven't had him for 20 years like we have had Manny and the rest of the crew of the Ice Age franchise. Now, this film is missing one pivotal character, and that is my man, Scrat. And apparently it's because some other company owns him now. Disney does not own Scrat. He didn't go with the Ice Age movies. So we're not going to see Scrat any more Ice Age movies, which really sucks. He set up a lot of the events in the Ice Age franchise. And now he's just gone. They're not allowed to talk about him, I don't think. So it's a whole thing. It really sucks, and it kind of felt empty the whole time. I didn't know that going into the movie. The whole time I was like, all right, where's Scrat? How's Scrat gonna play into this? Because he's my favorite part of the old movies, and he just never shows up. So of course I did the research, and sure enough, he's gone from the Ice Age. He's no longer owned by Disney, which kind of stinks because he's like a pivotal part of the franchise, and you can definitely tell he was missing. But if you have kids that haven't seen the other Ice Age movies, they're not gonna care. They probably won't care even if they have seen the other Ice Age movies. It's just me who is nostalgic for my man Scrat. Just it felt like it was lacking something, and it was definitely lacking Scrat. But the skunk character is really cool and kind of makes up for the lack of Scrat because she's a badass, she's cool, she's sly, she's stinky. That's what the toy should say at the toy commercials. That's exactly what it should say. But yes, nonetheless, I'm rambling on. Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild is a fun, fine addition to the franchise. Probably not quite as good as the mainline ones. You can definitely tell, they definitely put a lot of money into it. I'm sure this was probably meant for theaters even, because they have Ray Romano back as Manny and the whole rest of the cast come back for much smaller roles, but they are there, and it's just on Disney Plus, so you can go watch it right now. It's a fun family film. I think kids will love the hell out of it because the weasels are quite hilarious. The possums are funny as ever, and most of the jokes land for us adults too, at least for me, other than, like I said, the fart jokes. I was like, yeah, come on, what is this, Minions? Let's get the show on the road. But fun story, good story. It incorporates superheroes because they're popular right now. So Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild gets a 7 out of 10 from me here on the channel. I think that's a fair grade. Do I want to see more Ice Age adventure films? I don't know. I don't know. I think we will, though, how this film ends. I think this is kind of where the franchise is going to go. Maybe it'll even become an animated series. I think Manny and them are going to kind of take a step back until they're probably even not even in the movies anymore. So we'll have to wait and see what the future of the Ice Age franchise holds. But for now, this one gets a 7 out of 10. Let me know what your thoughts are on Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild over there on Disney Plus. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to this channel because we are trying to grow it out. I'm back with more content. I'm going to be more consistent, I promise. This Thursday, we're going to have a review of The Fallout. I'm hearing lots of great things, and then we're going to talk about Jackass. Then next week, the road to the Batman begins. So make sure you subscribe for all that. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys right here next time.